everyone, welcome back. Unfortunately, no camping today. I will update you a bit on that later. For now, I'm gone on a bit of a hike, and I think I have 4 kilometers until I get to the summit. I will update you guys once I get there. Alright, so this is the summit of the trail. And when I say summit, it's the highest point on the trail, but it's really nothing. It's a really flat trail. I think it goes up, I looked it up, it's 120 meters of elevation. I can't really compare that to something else, but it's not very much. There's one area on the trail that goes uphill. Otherwise, it's pretty flat. So here's the view. So as you can see, it's not much of a view, and the trail continues on down there. However, someone mentioned to me that you can go up there, and there's another section, which I've never been to, so that's where we're headed. Alright, so I've gone up about 10-15 minutes, and this would be the actual summit. Again, not much to look at. Clearly, I'm not the first person here. As you can see, a fire pit's already been made. However, you're not allowed to make fires here. There are a bunch of signs further down the trail saying no fires, so won't take any chances. It's actually way too windy up here to film, so I'm gonna go a little further down and get set up. I can't be the only person who's really nervous the first time they sit in a hammock, being unsure of the trees and the setup and everything, if they're going to fall to the ground. Every time I sit for the first time, I'm really uncomfortable. So, today's beer. I was going to wait for the beer, but I'll do it now before it gets any warmer. Still acceptable, but... So this is another brewery I don't really know. It's from Noctum, and it's called Belzébuth. It's a Stout, Pamplemousse, and Piment Oiseau. So it's a grapefruit and Piment Oiseau. I didn't know what that was originally. I had to look it up. It turns out the exact translation is bird pepper, and it turns out it's like a type of chili pepper. So grapefruit and chili pepper. I've had this one in my fridge for a couple months now. Hesitant. I like stouts, but grapefruit and pepper just sounds a bit odd to me. So here we go. It's also another thing that I like about these videos is it gets me trying a lot of beers that I would normally not try, or a lot of breweries, and there's barely ever a beer I don't enjoy. So it's really interesting just trying new beers. Right away I smell the grapefruit. There's a bit of aftertaste of the I was gonna say piment, of the peppers. Yeah, not bad at all. So it was Noctum. Let's see if we can see it on screen. Noctum, not bad. Another brewery from Quebec. So I said I would elaborate on the camping, why there's no camping today. I set the tone really hard for my channel that it would be only camping every week. That wasn't my intention. I meant to... What did I mean to do? I meant for my channel to be more outdoorsy with craft beer, and I just couldn't find a name that really fit well. So I was thinking something outdoors, and I just found it, for me, I just found it too generic. So I like the sound of campfires and cold beers, and that's what I went with. Winter, I do camp a lot. There's no bugs. I genuinely like winter camping, and every episode I plan on having a craft beer. So I'm starting off with Quebec and Ontario craft beers. I'll try to branch off a bit to Canada-wide, and anything craft beer, US, any craft beers I can get my hands on, I'll put in a video. And once in a while there will be, your typical, I had a Sapporo once, I'll probably have Guinness at some point, the bigger names, I'll have those. But genuinely, I like trying new craft beers, and I plan on having a few, or one every video. And that's pretty much it. But for the camping thing, as for the camping, winter I will camp a lot. It'll probably be once a week. And as for the other weeks, right now I'm probably going to do a camping video every 2 weeks. And the other weeks will be something like this, either a hike, I'll go kayaking. I might go kayaking in a week or two, trying to look for new locations. That's one of the reasons why I came here today. It's a hiking trail I do often. And on the top here, I had no idea, but I found another fire pit. I found 2 other ones down there. I found another one here. So it's a potential spot that I could go camping. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to find like wild camping spots that I'm allowed to be at. And for me, it's just genuinely more interesting than going to a park and camp. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just it's a different style of camping. I'll do those as well. So every second week, expect something like, something outdoorsy, maybe a gear review, maybe something with my pack or what I carry. And if not, maybe kayaking, fishing, hiking, something like that. So hopefully that's okay. I set the tone really hard that it would be just camping, which, I apologize, it's not the case. But the majority of videos, yes, they will be camping related. So hopefully that's alright. Cheers, guys, in case I didn't say it earlier. It's really not bad. It smells more of grapefruit than it tastes. But you definitely taste a little pepper at the end. Yeah, not bad at all. While the water boils, today's meal is a Mountain House beef stew. There's 2 portions in here, and it comes up to around 420 calories, which is surprisingly low for 2 servings of a backpacking meal. But I really don't know much about the subject, to be honest. This is my first time trying one. This was gifted to me by a family member. Oh, thank you very much. When I started my YouTube channel, they gave it to me as a gift. And By the way, don't forget to take these out. I have a friend who was eating a pack of, what is it, Jack Link's, the beef jerky, and he was driving. So he had the pack on the passenger seat, and he would, take a beef jerky. Then he reached and didn't realize he had the pack, and he actually ate it. It's because they're covered in seasoning, so I guess you don't realize. And he only noticed when he got home, and then like looked in the pack and said, "Where's this little thing?" And he got back, and he's like, "Yeah, there was one that did have a weird texture." So I'm not a huge fan of these things because of the price. I completely understand the value in them. They're lightweight. They're, this one is good until October of 2052. Like they keep for a long time. They're convenient. They're sealed up, so when you're done, you just seal it back up. And I completely get the convenience factor in them. You're going for a 2-3 day backpacking trip. You grab a bunch of them. You're good to go. The reason why I don't like them so much is because when I go camping, half of the fun for me is buying the food I want to eat, the snacks, the drinks, like road trip rules. You get $100, you go and you just spend it on whatever you want. So these, to me, they do the job, but there's no fun and excitement out of them. So I'll let you know what I think. And I don't know, I've heard good and bad things about certain brands, and I don't know if this is a good or bad one. So we'll see. Water should be about done. I promise I will not drop it this time like I did my coffee in one of the previous videos. And yeah, I'll let you know how it tastes. So it gets so windy at some points up here that these tabs won't stay lit. So I'm sort of improvising. I know I said I wouldn't do a fire, but I also want to eat, so. A lid would have helped it boil quicker. But we're doing what we can right now with what we have. So I've completely abandoned that little stove and just started a fire next to it. We're getting a boil now. The wind was just too much for those little tablets. Kept putting them out, or kept just burning them down. I used 4 of them. But it's working like this. I'm just holding it to make sure I don't knock it down, doesn't fall over. Yeah. So first of all, safety tip, when you pour the water in these, keep in mind it's boiling water, so rest these on the ground, don't hold them in your hand and pour water. And another tip I got was never put the water they suggest, put a bit less and you can always add later. And I'd put less than they recommended, and I'd say I'm okay with it like that. I don't know if you can see that. Not the most, looks like stew. I mean, not sure what else I expected, but honestly not bad at all. Not bad at all. Keep in mind I haven't eaten all day, so that might be a factor. Not bad. So that really wasn't that bad. Honestly, it was much better than I thought. I will try more of them in the future. They make breakfast stuff, they make soups, dinners, they make all kinds of stuff. So I'll try different brands, I'll try, different meals. I have about half an hour before it gets too dark, and I did go off trail for about 10-15 minutes, so that's like the number one rule of what you shouldn't do. But I do like this area for camping. It's a bit windy, but I will come back here to do a camping video one day, and that was the point of today. So I'm gonna get down before it gets dark. I at least want to get back on the trail. Once I'm on the trail, I have about 5 kilometers, so I'll end up doing that in the dark, but that's completely all right. I might do another time lapse of it as I go through, so stick around if you want to see that. If not, I'm gonna pack up my stuff, finish my beer, and thanks for tuning in, everyone. See you in the next one.